Welcome back to Pisces TV with Montana B. This is your daily vibe, Pisces, for the collective Sun, Moon, Venus, rising, wherever Pisces may fall in your chart or in your environment. Keep in mind that tarot is entertainment. It may or may not resonate with everyone, and if it doesn't, check other aspects of your chart and some of my other videos. We have a playlist here on YouTube. The description box has a lot of information also for those of you considering readings, products and services, booking, or to join us on the other side. We do have the link to Patreon there, as we have the discussion groups, courses, classes, a lot, okay? The community board here is very essential. So check that out after the video and you will see why. Still doing the daily specials on the general. If you have a question, especially after we get through this reading, the Seven of Swords came out in our Moon Day reading, right? I took one tarot card and I felt it only necessary to associate it with the daily vibe as it was the only tarot card that I pulled. So we start with the Seven of Swords. They could talk about a thief, child, a con artist, or a trickster, okay? It talks about some underhanded behavior. And we did briefly talk about love affairs, heartbreakers, and someone who's very cunning. So just be mindful of that energy as we approach the full moon and other aspects of the transit, okay? This is moon in Aquarius energy, and then crossing it is Scorpio. So we're going to get into that. Now, as the Seven of Swords could represent stealing, rushing, and secrets, it talks about the hidden side of the moon, okay? The dark side of the moon. So not the emotional. We kind of talked about emotions and dealing with nostalgia, accepting, walking away from the past. And there was a little bit of Aquarian energy because of Mercury in Aquarius. And it talked about some password infiltration and some things going on social media apps. Just be mindful of that in your interactions online, especially today, because it came in pretty strong. Now, because Scorpio is crossing it, I usually say for the better or worse, but with Scorpio and the Seven of Swords, we're going to take it as an obstacle, all right? I don't know if this is incorporating the Magician's energy, as I also understand the Seven of Swords to be like hidden knowledge, occult knowledge, and then Scorpio just represents that hidden energy or the dark side. So the dark side, the hidden, occult, that could be something deep for you guys if you're into that type of higher learning. Otherwise, for the collective, I still see it as a warning, okay? Soul travel, change, rebirth, and transmutation could be an energy of Scorpio. We also have Uranus, Scorpio, Pluto, and Mars here, okay? So I feel like it's more on the side of deception here with Scorpio. And as we talk about the Scorpio energy as a person, if this is a person in your environment, someone's personality could indicate someone who has, many different friends, okay? It could be a different circle. Someone, we did talk about foreign. The Seven of Swords also gives you that foreign kind of energy. Could be a little odd, a little interesting. And also on the spirit side, okay, they keep secrets well. And the Seven of Swords also talks about secrets. So they pride themselves on doing that. This kind of sounds like, with the Cancer moon, a little bit of sociopathic energy. But hey, I'm not going to point fingers. When the death card comes up as a challenge, it still indicates that something could be over, but maybe trying to sustain a false illusion that it is still alive and well. So if you're purchasing something online, or if you meet someone online and it's like I'm going through a breakup, could be some bullshit. Or if they're selling something and you see like 2 listings, it's kind of like I don't even have access to that anymore, and trying to get over. It could also talk about a delay in something ending, where something isn't really over yet, and it may be additional problems or things hidden maybe in the details that you're unaware of. At the bottom of the deck, we do have the Wheel of Fortune, which talks about a wild card. And in the what you need to know, we have the Emperor, which could talk about an Aries or just someone who is in control. Those of you that are buying homes, into real estate, trying to get a job, this seems like some sneaky shit where you want to be a model and somebody say, yeah, I'm hiring some models, and you end up fucking around and doing some porn or something like that. Okay? So just be mindful of that. In the past, we have the Six of Cups, and notice that yesterday the Six of Cups was in the current energy, so these could be intertwining situations. If you have met someone recently, considered purchasing something recently, studied something recently, all of this is quite recent, if you ask me, where it's like you're trying to work with someone else. So this does have something to do with an outside influence, where you may be in a collaborative, sort of energy, in being a negotiator of some sort, a median, I don't like it. That's what I can say. In the near future position, okay, let's lay them all out. We have the Star, okay? Now, the Star here with the Seven of Swords, I do like that, where you have gone through some wisdom. This is more Aquarius energy. You have Moon in Aquarius, we have Sun in Aquarius. So double emphasis on Aquarian energy, all right? Now, in the approach to take to this situation, because it's something that you really want, it could be a person you really want, an item, a circumstance, or situation that you want, okay? And I have the Knight of Swords, so really think this through, okay? And it also asks me to tell you to not rush, okay? Because there's a lot of swords right there. Now, in the environment, we have the Ten of Wands in the reverse, all right? We also have the Five of Pentacles, so I feel like this could have something to do with a contract, an agreement, or some money. Right here we have the Ace of Pentacles, could be soul contract, could be an actual physical contract, some sort of deed document, or like I said, real estate or something like that. And here we have the Five of Pentacles. So I also feel like if this isn't your belief, you know what I mean, as we talked about the esoteric energy coming from this, or something that you're learning or interested in learning or should be learning, I don't know. It could also talk about, finances, where you're spending more than you have to spend, or something is overpriced and then reduced. Could be a little bit of shade there. But because the Ten of Wands is in the reverse, which is kind of like packing up, moving on, and completing something, crossing Scorpio, it said don't do it, Scorpio here says an ending. In a challenging position, it talks about some sort of a delayed ending. And then the Ten of Wands in reverse, which could talk about work or completion of work. Something just ain't done, okay? Or may not be done right. The Ten of Wands in reverse could talk about betrayal. See what I'm saying? Building resistance, releasing burdens, or new awareness. So if you don't speed, don't rush this, okay? Don't be reckless. Just kind of give it some time. All right, this is Saturn and Sagittarius energy. The Ten of Wands in the environment and also reverse is a signal of a time that you may feel like you will never escape. And so if we're talking about the Magician and some Houdini shit, it's just kind of like a problem that's going to take you more time to get out of than it did to get in. You may also feel overburdened and taxed, that you may give up and kind of walk away from a situation. So this talks about ending. And it also talks about a possible loss. More Moon in Aquarius energy. Why is all of this Aquarius energy here? We may also do like an Aquarius reading. Some of you are dealing with an Aquarius, or some. Now, in your hopes and fears, here is the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords talks about a conflict or a challenge. So look, this may have something to do with decision making, or rethinking the decision that has made, something that was maybe written along your path, because I take this Six of Cups as your path, and then here goes our Five of Pentacles coming back out. So we are definitely going to do some clarifiers. I have the Chariot here, where it talks about communication, moving forward and staying focused. I have the High Priestess that says, to trust your intuition regarding the matter, because someone may be leaving out some details. Okay. I mean, I don't care how our position is. It's all kind of like double backing on some reckless behavior, some wishy-washy thoughts and communication, and then the Emperor and the what you need to know, that's kind of like burdened by something, that's holding back about something. So let's see. We're going to take a clarifier for the Seven of Swords. We have the Nine of Cups, okay, which talks about contentment, all right? The Nine of Cups, we have the King of Swords, the Empress, the expectations, okay? And then with the King of Swords and the Nine of Cups, it may talk about friendship or happiness, and it talks about super consciousness, okay? Being content within a situation, the Death card, we have the Page of. Now, I don't know why, and I tell you this just because you could have been watching something on TV or thinking, I don't know. But I thought about somebody, how do you avoid death? I don't know, it's kind of like Final Destination. And because you're aware of something or the way something happens, because life isn't always explained on a commercial level. So let's just say Final Destination. Okay, all of my conspiracy theories, thank you for joining. Nobody would believe in that there's this energy, or you know what I'm saying, how the electronics was moving and you watching TV and the motherfucker just slide over into the water. I know that it's fake, right? But that's an energy of shade and deception, right? There's also an energy of how they were dying. But some of them avoided that by paying attention to the details. And it was like this chart and how they were seated on the plane and looking into history and looking into, hidden knowledge. And so this could also be the Emperor who makes it through these different phases of tarot through life that has this, non-general understanding. I also see the details here. Now, I have never seen the Nine of Cups with the Seven of Swords. Now, raise your hand if you are in agreement with me, but those are two totally different energies. All right, so we get the Seven of Swords here, and the Nine of Cups is either not getting what you wish, okay? It's kind of like having too much of something and dealing with the consequences afterwards, okay? So just be mindful, and I don't mean to be negative, but I doubt it is some sort of like wish fulfillment, happiness, and contentment and getting what you want. It could be in the reverse, coming over the Seven of Swords, which is like not getting exactly what you want, which is, somebody leaving out details, and then you get there and it's some bullshit because you really wanted something, it probably wasn't adding up, and then you went for it anyway. This could be a person, place, thing, or a situation. Now, when we have Scorpio and we have the Page of Pentacles, I feel like the deception is coming from the details that are given, okay? The habits, somebody also may have habits, okay? And I don't know. Drinking. Okay, well, we're going to work on that. Drinking habits, where they come from? Maybe this person drinks a lot. I'm just giving you, this could help. If you just met if you're dealing with a person or they're in your environment, so you have like a kind of heads up on who they are. And then as I said that, the Ace of Swords came out. So it does talk about the truth, a new way of thinking. I like that. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Knight of Coins, which does talk about, again, something being hidden. And then we have the Queen of Swords, where she's very intuitive, right? And she kind of like knows, she's receptive. She listens to understand. She doesn't speak. And she's very intelligent. So she's in this energy of receiving, as we did talk about this in the current energy on yesterday. And the Queen of Swords here, the Queen of Swords is not the most collaborative type of individual, but yet she's not, the bitter Betty that we talked about today. I also see using your logic toward a situation, okay? Because I just saw the Four of Swords. Now, in the Six of Cups, where it's something that comes along your path, something that may make you happy, something you've always wanted, it's like definitely have to use your logic, because something is unexpectedly coming toward you. And once again, look, you have the Four of Swords, which talks about victory for some, meditation, logic for others, okay? A resting spot, no communication. And then shockingly, the Emperor emerges, the Chariot comes forward. You see what I mean? And the Six of Cups, okay? So just be mindful. Those of you that have recently purchased cars or some sort of situation with a car, you could have even been drinking. You drink too much, right? And you are hungover, inebriated or whatever, and could have just barely avoided dying. Like, shit, that's something else. But hey, it's there, okay? And the Three of Pentacles is like, where did that come from? We have a nurturer. We have the Empress. So expectations, Okay, somebody was even probably expecting this, and now you have 2 3s. The number 33, where it talks about self-mastery, taking better care of yourself. It also talks about things coming together, separation. For some of you guys, celebration. For others of you, it could have been a baby shower or putting together something, an engagement possibly, maybe leaving an engagement party. Damn. Or, I don't know, leaving an engagement. Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's something. So here we have the Star. Okay. 9 of Pentacles, the Judgment, and the 4 of Wands. Rebuilding after some sort of destruction. So whatever this destruction was here, where we focused on the light at the end of the tunnel, avoided the distractions possibly. The Tower could be separating from the shadow. Here is the shadow over here, and now we're rebuilding. I think this is where the wish fulfillment comes in, and for some of you guys, it's an increase in finances or liberation where, there could be breakups or something like that. The Judgment also talks about the end of the past, dealing with past situations, okay, whatever your discernment or something like that, releasing expectations and letting things happen. Now, I can't lie and say for some of you, something may feel like wish fulfillment that totally isn't. For others of you, I think there is something better, okay, away from, and now you got 7 Pentacles. So I don't think you're waiting. I think there may have been a delay, but you have the 6 of Coins, all right? Now, this burden comes from past memories, past life, and we have the Wheel of Fortune again, but I think you chose a different path from whatever it was we talked about at the beginning of this video, because here are the 6 of Cups again. Here is the Wheel of Fortune again, okay? And so if you're like anything like me, I'm just like, well, make it make sense for me. I'm trying to get everything to kind of line up, but it's not my fault. 5 of Swords, 7 of Swords. So in the hopes and fears, we have the 7 of Swords with the 5 of Swords, some sort of conflict, some sort of challenge, some sort of communication mix-up. Got it. So the communication mix-up, the deception, whatever is hidden, the theft, the connery is up here in the current situation with the 9 of Cups. And then I have the clarifier, which talks about the Sun. You are being enlightened on a lot of information, okay? For some of you, a possible ending, okay? Outcome with the 2 of Pentacles, we have the 6 of Swords. So leaving it alone. Okay, leaving it alone, and I feel like it has something to do with a shady business owner for some of you guys that has something that is very attractive. It's very beautiful. It's kind of like luxurious, but is not so good. That's the best way I can put it. And you'll know if this experience reaches you or your environment, if this is a person or someone in your environment. It will absolutely make sense at that point, because here we have the 7 of Swords together, and here we have the 7 of Swords apart. So it's kind of like you're moving away from the Emperor, okay? Because the Emperor is, juggling some things, and that's where the details being left out are, all right? Until next time, guys, namaste.